What's good, guys? Map to Success back again with another video. And in today's series, we have a very special guest. So stay tuned, stick and stay as always. It's gonna be a good one. Let's go.
Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash.
What's good, guys? This is Map to Success back again with another video. It's been one crazy couple of weeks in cryptocurrencies, and I have the one, the only Crypto finally.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hi, how are you doing? How's everything been going?
I'm good. Finally back in New York after a Las Vegas blockchain week.
Oh my gosh, it was a movie out there for real. Like an actual movie.
Fun. I mean, I had a great time. I did Coin Agenda on the last day, and then Litecoin Summit and World CryptoCon. And I saw you was it just Litecoin Summit, or you were at World CryptoCon as well?
I think I was just at the Litecoin Summit because I think we only spent like about 3 days out there.
Okay.
And yeah, I remember I met you, I think it was on the first day of
Yeah,
actually being there.
it was a really quick week. I felt like I saw you every day.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, I'm back in New York now. I got a real apartment. I had been living in Airbnbs, just going to crypto conferences, and I still plan on going out to the events and doing tons of crypto blockchain stuff, getting out there. But it's nice to have like a place.
Yeah, it's always good, trust me. And I know exactly what it is about moving around. I'm like right in the middle of a move right now doing this interview, and normally my background is like a whole lot more lit up with pictures and all that stuff, but all that's taken down for like, transferred over to the new house.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah, because I have like, a whole lot of stuff packed up, shipped over there already. And luckily enough, it's not too far, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty hectic. But tell us though, how was the Litecoin Summit and the World CryptoCon for you? How did it turn out?
I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, so I've been spending the last 6 or so months just going out to these cryptocurrency conferences, like I said. I love that there's this group of the community that comes out to all of them. I love actually seeing this group of people, we're, obviously I know you from crypto Twitter. We're not like a small town community who all know each other on Facebook. We actually come from all over the place. And we realm together in this internet community. So it's really cool to actually get to see the people. I was just literally on the internet the other day, and this is a little bit of a tangent. I was like, this group of like, there's Facebook people who have like 500 friends, and they're all people they know from their small community or their neighborhood, and they talk about things that happened or people that they know. And I thought about the way that we do that as well, but how this congregation really sort of comes together at the cryptocurrency conferences. Like that is our hometown, are these conferences. So I had a really wonderful time seeing everyone, spending time with everyone. I really enjoy the community most of all.
Yeah, it is definitely amazing. It is so amazing. And people look at us all the time on video and they're like, are these guys even real? Like, are they real friends? Are they even a community? Do
Yeah,
they even know each other?
it's really funny. And what's better about it is like, even when you don't know the people in the real world, and then you meet them like maybe like 6 conferences later, and you're like, oh wow, and it really does feel like it's tight knit, like it really is your friend group.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was like maybe a few short months ago, it might be even close to a year, when you actually popped up on Twitter and doing all these conferences and traveling all over the country and doing different interviews and meetups. And I was just like, I would make comments on stuff that you would normally put in your Twitter feed, and I would actually look at all the different aspects of all the different people that put stuff up, and I would like, okay, her stuff that she puts out there really makes sense. So when I would comment on stuff, you would actually go back and forth with it, and who knew, like a few short months later we would actually meet up in one big conference and everybody would just seem like one big family there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're totally right, and it's been a really quick turnaround on that. I don't know how long you've been following me. It's been like a really quick ride. You're right. It's been 1 year. Crypto finally started November 1st, 2018. And so I guess today is the 10th of November 2019. So it's been about exactly 1 year.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how long you and I have sort of been following each other, but yeah, I mean, I started out. I had like 200 followers in November last year.
Wow.
Yeah,
And what a journey it has been.
it has.
But it's been quite a journey, and stuff in crypto has moved so fast on a rapid pace. It's almost like a rocket ship. I think that's why they really have like the rocket ship reference to it, because it moves so quickly and it's still so new that a lot of people don't really know what it is or even heard about like the whole concept behind it.
No, absolutely. And I talk about that a lot, like one of the most important things right now is actually offering exposure and accessibility. People need to know that cryptocurrency or blockchain exists before they can care about it. I mean, how can you care about something you don't know is there? And it's not to say that people don't want to be involved or don't have interest in the topics, but a lot of people just really don't know it exists right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because if you don't know, a lot of people out there that are in the crypto community know what we do as, being into Litecoin and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But I'm actually a part of the Litecoin East Coast team. And that's why, I'm always like there with that group of individuals that you've seen ever so often, but I've never actually gotten the opportunity to fly out to a whole lot of different conferences a lot. But I've actually gotten the opportunity to go there, which I could not miss because that was like the front center stage of everything. That was literally like the top tier of the conferences that you would normally look forward to every year. So that was pretty amazing.
No, it was really fun. And yeah, that group of people, especially because it was Litecoin Summit. So I know a lot of the Litecoin teams were out there, a lot of the representatives and people that do that stuff. It's really great to see everyone. You guys are awesome. Mitch and Clint.
Oh
I
boy.
love those guys. Everyone
Oh
had a
boy.
really good time. It was great to see Randy as well, John Kim.
Oh, John Kim.
I'm
Oh
so
boy.
glad that you're
John Kim.
Yeah, he's a fun guy. I've known him for about, almost a year now as well. I think I met him last December.
Yeah, pretty
But
super cool guy.
he is. Everyone's really kind. And I feel really grateful to be a part of things. And it was really cool to get to see you out there because you're right. I've seen you in the Litecoin mix on Twitter. And it was
Yeah.
cool to have you, at the Litecoin Summit.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? And it's like it goes even so much deeper than that because it's like we get pulled together in this tightly knit community of individuals from all over the world, really, like you said before. And it comes into like one big family, and people just like start having similarities with each other without even knowing. And one of the most incredible part about it is the friendships that you build from this. A lot of people might look at it and be like, you have a lot of internet friends you talk to all the time. Do you even know if they're real? Like all these pictures and videos, like, are they even real? And then they see all of us meet up in Vegas and they're like, wow, like this is actually a thing.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool too. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, all my friends from like the real world, you know, whenever I see them, they're just like, "How's like Bitcoin, the Bitcoin thing doing?" That's what this is. It's the Bitcoin thing.
Yeah,
Um,
the Bitcoin thing, I get it all the time too.
but it's really nice to actually get to, you know, see the community and be like, yeah, you know what, these are real friends, and posting pictures with them and saying, no, it's not just like some ambiguous Bitcoin thing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But I know that a lot of people might see or hear about you on Twitter, and they see you do a lot of videos and a lot of different go to a lot of different conferences and stuff. But tell the audience like what you actually do for the blockchain community.
So I like to think of myself as a content creator. So I do make videos. I make Bitcoin music videos, which are fun and really easy accessibility and exposure, like what I was just talking about a minute ago. They are, you know, made for everybody. They are just a good time, a way to experience the cryptocurrency and blockchain space in a less tech heavy, tech forward way. And I really bring it together. I talk about demographic expansion of the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, which is basically going and saying, hey, we have this same similar demographic of people here who are involved. How do we actually expose it, market it, and bring it to the forefront for other communities who might not necessarily be here and bringing their skill sets to the space right now? So how do we get everybody involved? And the function and the way that I sort of talk about that is via media portrayal of Bitcoin cryptocurrency in pop culture. So that's television, music, movies. And I take a historical look at Bitcoin over time and how we used to be portrayed as nerds, hackers, and criminals, and how that portrayal itself is starting to change into that of a sexy elite. You know, it's a way for young people to break out of the gig economy, for millennials to actually start their own ventures, their own companies, giving us an opportunity that we haven't had before, which is incredibly important. And so I just think, you know, as many people who are out there building on the blockchain, who are starting companies, that is so important. The tech is important, the UI is important, the UX is important, but really we need to get it in front of people. And so I just talk about how can we do that? How have we done that? And how can we look at the way that it's worked in the past and bring that to our forefront?
Oh, nice, nice. That is really incredible. And we all have to play our part in the race for adoption, really, because it's such an important thing to meet up somebody in the streets or go to a conference and have all these different conversations with people and just explain to them what cryptocurrencies are, what blockchain is, and what it's really used for. Because I like you can only imagine how many people I run into on the streets every day, and they're like, you know, I would introduce Bitcoin to them or introduce Litecoin to them, and they'll be like, "Well, what's that? Like, how does it work? Like, how do I get into it? Is it like a stock, or is it something that I could actually use on the day-to-day basis?" And I would like, yeah, you could actually use it as a form of savings. You could use it as your own bank. You can use it without a middleman, with no intermediary. And what it really is a digital cashless peer-to-peer system that is borderless for anyone and everyone.
Mhm. No, absolutely. And I think just getting that message out there and even understanding that there are a lot of people that, you know, I understand what you just said. I think a lot of people who are watching understood what you just said.
Exactly.
A lot of people who you say this is a cashless, borderless system, you can be your own bank, and they're still going to be like, I have no idea what that means. And so,
I
just,
I
yeah,
know, right?
down. It's hard, but it's something that we have to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we, as the individuals that are out there in the open, doing the footwork, putting in all the countless hours, making people feel comfortable, educating the masses, you know, getting together with anyone and everyone and showing them exactly what it is that we are working on a day-to-day basis and what we're actually, you know, educating people about to actually make great financial decisions about in the future. And it's so incredible how you can have an individual that would go put like $100,000 in the bank, but at the same token, the same $100,000 they put in the bank is losing on every day, 3 to like 8% because of inflation and all the countless printing of the feds, and the money just flooding the system. Now, when I would tell people, like, if you were to put that same money into a Bitcoin or into a portion of, you know, Litecoin holdings, you would come out so much more profitable than just having your money sitting in a bank, because it is like the best performing asset class over the past decade. And I think it's only going to get even more astronomical from here. We're only seeing like the beginning.
No, I agree. And we forget how early on we are, especially when like we have this huge community, like we were talking about, we have all these friends, we have this big internet group. We forget like how early this is. We feel like there are so many of us, but we can probably both name all of our friends.
Yeah, I know, right?
um, but I mean, it's so early. There's so far to go. There's so much growth. It really is a ground floor, and people need to remember that.
Yeah, how I know that we're actually still in the innovation phase is like people are still having problems with their wallets, and we're still like working hard to get people to recover their funds, getting people to know where exactly to input their seed phrases, how to actually use different wallet addresses and different formats and stuff like that. And I think like in the future, it will be so seamless that you would be using cryptos to make everyday purchases and to do like your regular shopping, buying groceries, goods and services, and you wouldn't even know that's what you're using, because it's going to come like just regular, just like a regular debit or credit card, and it'll work seamless behind the scenes, but in a total different way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I mean, we don't know how like most people don't know how credit cards work, how banks work, things like that. They just use them because it's what's what it does. So that's the same thing. We just need to know what it does.
Yeah, exactly. And even taking a step further, as far as like trying to get onto a website, going into, even your bank account, and they have like other services that they create, like from this blockchain. I'm pretty sure you know about Digibyte, and Digibyte really has some really great fundamentals as well that they've actually worked on. A lot of people really focus on like the coin aspect of like accumulating a lot and just holding on to it, just like Bitcoin would be like in the early days, and they would just hope that off of pure speculation that it goes somewhere. But there is a total different team out there that are working on the fundamentals,
Yeah.
like the grassroots of it, all the applications. And I think that's where the real true value is, like right now. Before that, like the project definitely is going to take off and it's going to go somewhere. But the utilization that it has with the actual the different applications that it uses, it's just groundbreaking. We're talking about a way to digitalize assets on a total different level. Your house, your cars, your businesses. You can actually get like a source login to any website, anything that you actually use without having a username or a password. You never have to remember it, and it's actually called DigiID, Atom ID. And you could literally log into anything and you never have to remember anything again. That is like one of the biggest stress relievers for a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure that even in the tech industry, a lot of people really have that problem where, what's that password for that email again? I, I, I can't remember it. Like, how am I going to get into this? And then that just came along and solved so many issues. And those are some of the things that I try to educate people on. The stuff that they could just simply use on a day-to-day basis. They don't even have to get involved with the coin, but just the overall aspect of the applications that is being used and it's being like put out there for the masses. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah. No, I agree. Just like how do they use it? How does it help them? And I think people are going to start using it. Just needs to get in front of them. Just what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Because what I do is a lot of people, I have like a lot of interviews with different individuals, and I openly, share about what it is that I do to help with adoption. I'm actually out there on the daily, like on the daily. I go out there and I drive part time for like Uber and Lyft, and I'm like all around the tri-state area, and I educate anyone and everyone that I actually have in the back seat, and a lot of people that I might run into on the streets. And I have like the little seat cars that you might see them around a lot in Vegas and like a couple other areas. We pass them out a lot, and you know we take pictures and then we post them up and show people that we're actually doing this in real life, because a
Yeah.
lot of people might really see it and think that, oh, it's not real. They just have these little pretty cute cards and that's all it is. But we actually make videos with individuals. We actually post these videos, and there is actually numbers of people that we educate on the daily. Like, just imagine how many people that you could reach out to in one day, let alone in a week.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just spreading the word, getting people to talk about it. Word of mouth. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love the fact that we're on the grassroots level right now too.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely are. And just being like on the grassroots level and just teaching a lot of people about it, when it actually does get to the point where we have like mass adoption and a lot of people are getting like closer and closer into it and moving further and further away from the banks, a lot of these people that have really been heard about it and getting like even just the little cards that they go around and share, and what I'm actually sharing with people also makes a big difference, because then we basically give people a glimpse of hope, because in the long run they're going to look back at it and they're going to be like, oh, I remember I met this gentleman, or I met this young lady, or I heard about something that it sounds pretty good, like it's like the internet back in the day, but I missed that boat. Why not just try this one and see what happens? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just along the lines of those kind of innovations that really draw people's attention, because it's so uniquely done that it's like you really have to take a second look at it, because it's not something that you would see on the daily every day.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I that's a big reason why I got involved in the first place too. Is I really did respect and see that it was a new emerging technology. I think it's on the lines of social media, internet, radio, television, streaming. It's one of those things that once this exists and everyone knows about it, it's going to be like it was never not around. It's going to feel like we've been using it forever.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then that's when a lot of people are gonna look back at it and be like, well, I wish I heard about it sooner. And then a lot of them are gonna be like, I wish I listened. And that's when, you know, that's when you're gonna find a lot of people thinking that, okay, they missed the boat again. But the thing with this that makes it so different is it just keeps moving. It keeps upgrading. It keeps evolving, and where it's going, it's like no one knows, because it's going to be so big. It's like we don't even know where it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most exciting part about it, because I know for sure, like, you've had a lot of conferences that you go to and you're like, okay, I wonder which town I'm going to be in next, the next 2 weeks from now, or what city I'm actually going to for my next conference. And then it comes around and you're like, okay, I just jump on a plane and then I'm there. And it just happens like so many times until you literally just get used to it. And
Yeah.
it just brings a level of excitement where you're like, okay, what's coming up next? I'm ready.
Yeah.
It just gets you mentally prepared for what's coming up. And I think that's where this market is actually headed. It's headed to a direction where a lot of people wouldn't even dream of.
Yeah.
Even us being early in the space, like, we really would look back at it and like, wow, we actually went through this phase.
Yeah.
Like, 2017 came and it left, and then 2018 came around, and then a lot of people got scared and ran away. And then, I think like the true believers of the space or what's actually here right now. Like you and me and all the other friends that we have in the crypto community are actually the grassroots because we're actually sticking around for the long run. That just goes to show that we don't really care too much about the price or what is happening today or what's going to happen tomorrow. But like further in a few years from now, with the productivity and the actual longevity of a lot of these projects, I think that's what we're actually waiting around for instead of just speculating on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I mean, again, we are so early. I mean, the fact that we all call it the blockchain space, the cryptocurrency space, instead of like the blockchain industry, we don't even consider ourselves a full-fledged industry yet. No one says that. Everyone says space. How long have you been in space? I think it even undermines ourselves, but it's just so early on. In 5 years, we'll finally deserve the title industry.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think more so than anything, the reason why we call it the blockchain space is because it's still so new. It's
Yeah,
like moving into a new house. You have no furniture. All you see is space. And all you literally have to do is build the infrastructure, which would be the furniture, to actually fill those voids and make it into a home.
yeah,
That's why we as the community are building with new projects, with new applications, utilization with like different forms of payments and so on and so forth, and have like even with the cards that we pass out, that's like an idea that came up just by a group of individuals, and now they have like crazy amount of different designs out there. It's so different where it's like you'd never seen it before, and
yeah.
and that's like that makes up a part of the space that we actually are building into an infrastructure. And I think when it gets there, we are going to look back at the space that we had, and we're going to be like, wow, we actually built this from the ground up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're in for a good ride.
Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are. And another thing that makes it so unique is the fact that we could actually just look at not only the fundamentals of it, but the sheer fact that you could actually use this thing as not only an investment tool, but you could use it as a way of in banking, like basically giving a lot of people more opportunities to be their own bank in countries that don't have it, in countries that their currencies are failing. They're struck with hyperinflation and they have nowhere to turn but to Bitcoin or to Litecoin or the next best thing that they see fit. And it's really a groundbreaking thing to see that people are actually seeking self-sovereignty away from the financial sector that's been like eating away at our pockets and just messing up everything for everybody for so many different years. And it's getting worse. A lot of people don't even see it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, a lot of people really don't see it. And the main fact about it is because people could actually wake up and we could build a community that we could tell people like, okay, this is what's happening. This is where we could actually go in the next 2 to 5 years. And we will have a society where everything can be physically tokenized. We could tokenize our businesses. We could tokenize even down to our cars. We could have shares and have people own a portion of it and do so many different things. It's just astronomical at what we could actually do. And it's really just the beginning, like we say. Like it's just talking about these things, it just gets you excited all over again, just to know that it's like such an amazing space to be in, and it's just a great time to be alive.
I agree. I hope that everyone is looking just as forward to all of this stuff happening. I mean, the technology is only going to become more advanced. More people are only going to get more involved. The price is only going to run in time, and it's going to be great. A lot of good things to look forward to right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I remember like you shared earlier that you actually do like crypto music videos and stuff like that. And I I do a little bit of music too myself. I'm actually featured in a new crypto track that's actually coming up. Well, they actually had an original out, but they have a remix that is getting done, and it's going to be featured Crypto Blood and this guy called Huli Savage. You probably might have seen or heard a little bit about it, and it's going to open a lot of eyes, and it's definitely going to draw like an attention span from a lot of different areas, you
That's
know,
all.
more so with like the millennials and even the baby boomers as well, because they see a lot of different concept in music, and you know, this is one that haven't really taken off as yet, and it's still so new that when it actually hits them, it's going to be just like anything else that they've never seen before. It's really gonna be really exciting once this stuff starts getting ramping up and it gets to the forefront. It's gonna be incredible.
No, I agree. And it's important. It's important that people keep doing stuff like that. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So tell us about your crypto journey, because I'm really excited to know about that. Like, when did you first discover and heard about Bitcoin?
So the first time I got involved, I come from a mainstream production background. I used to work for the Blue Man Group, HPE, Weight Watchers, companies like that. And I had friends who also come from a mainstream production background. They came out to New York during Consensus of 2018 and invited me to the networking parties. And I just went out there, got to know the community, heard more about this emerging tech in the ground floor, saw how involved everybody was, how driven the community was, and really jumped full force in. I used to work for a different cryptocurrency YouTube channel called Cryptonauts. So my friends had that channel. I started working with them, and we had quite a few big videos. We had some like 150K view videos. They were educational blockchain content, and then in November is when I got the idea for crypto finally. I had always written songs, and I thought, what a great way to combine what I've done in the past and what I'm doing now with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and just started putting out the music videos. And it's just been a whirlwind from there, honestly.
Oh wow, that is definitely a journey. That's
Yeah.
a journey, because I know a lot of people that really wish that they heard about this stuff earlier, like I was saying, but it's still so new. Like once they know about it now and they do all the research that they should be doing, it will actually help them to get into a better mindset of even like getting into investing in it,
Yeah.
or even if they're not ready to start putting their toes in the water and just, you know, like going through the crazy cycle of actually waking up and seeing your portfolio like dipping 10% or like going up 20%, like the incredible price swings, they could still learn about the tech. I tell people all the time, I'm like, this is nothing where anybody is forcing you to make a decision to do anything. What we're actually teaching people is to do their own research, to get self educated, to go out and do their own research, and then they could actually make their minds up from actually getting all their, you know, like all their info compiled into one. They'll basically make their own financial decisions from there. So that's one of the reasons why we're actually out there on the daily every day. And I'm up early every day, and I'm out there like just sharing good news with people about what it is that they could do, how they could preserve their wealth, how they can actually move away from a lot of the traditional system and just building something new, because it's all about rebuilding.
Mhm.
Because to be quite honest, the financial sector that we have right now is really trash. It's really trash. And it's just going down the drain. And a lot of people don't know. And it's sad that a lot of people still don't want to open their eyes and look into it. And they always do whenever it's too late. That's the real sad part about it. But, you know, at least I know that we're doing our part, and we're actually trying to let the masses know, like, listen, this is here, this is what's being built, this is the infrastructure that we're working towards, these are your options, and this is what you could do. here's a piece of paper with some information on it. You could go and you could, share it with your friends, share it with your families, and you could get into it as well if you wanted to. And you could be there as one of the success stories in the future and share it with other people that really might not even believe you.
No, absolutely. And it's just important that we're all out doing that right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And it's like it's going in a direction where I see it in the future as being something like 10 times as better as it is right now. Like a lot of the problems that we face right now in the industry, I think is going to smooth itself out with time because the projects and all the applications that are being built right now is making the space better. People are learning more and more every day and what they actually build upon. And the main thing that I hear a lot of people talk about is actually getting paid in cryptos. And they actually have this application where this company, Cornerstone Global, I'm pretty sure you probably heard about them too at the summit, where they actually came up with a solution to get people paid in cryptocurrencies. And what this allows you to do is you work your regular job and it works as like a conversion of a direct deposit. It direct deposits money back into your wallet of choice. And each time you get paid, the money gets distributed directly into your wallet. So a lot of people out there that are like, I would love to get paid in crypto. It's like you now have an option that's coming up pretty soon where you could get paid in it. And, you could actually be a part of, the investing community without even thinking about it.
Yeah. And that's awesome for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It really is because who knew that, a couple of years down the line, people would actually be talking about something like this. It's so incredible. And they're coming out with more stuff that's building on top of that, like crypto backed loans, different aspects of investing where you could start earning a percentage. You could stake your cryptos, and it would be similar to staking really, and you actually make an average percentage rate of something that the banks are like non-existent to, because you get like a measly percentage on something that's like totally yours, because they will loan your money out 8 to 15%, and they would turn around and give you something like 0.1% on your money. That's what the traditional sector sees as an interest rate. And that's like, that doesn't make any sense. You might as well just go out and loan your money out yourself. Because once you do that, you'll be the one that's really gaining everything. But once they do that, they take everything that they make and still it's your money. You should be able to have a say in what they do with your money.
Yeah.
You have no say in it because they tell themselves that they're the banks and they could do whatever they so fit. Whatever they see choose, whatever they choose to do with it, they could actually do with it, and you just stuck picking up the pieces. And it's just like with any other sector that's out there, where you could have your opportunity to build on something and you take control. That's where true freedom comes from. Being your own bank, being in control of your finances, and you actually taking into consideration that you're actually being responsible. That's what it really teaches a lot of people. So, it's something where it's a learning process, but once you learn it, it's almost like riding a bike, you never forget.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I'm all in now. All coin, all about crypto.
I know, right? But as always, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show, Crypto, finally. And it's like I finally get to have you on the show. So it's definitely been a pleasure. It was cool hanging out, and I really look forward to doing this really, really soon. I'm definitely excited at what's gonna happen within the next few years, and we'll definitely stay in tune because we have so many different projects that's coming out. It's hard to keep track of everything, but as always, we're actually building the infrastructure. It's exciting.
It is exciting. And it was awesome to meet you in Vegas as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, any final thoughts? Any words of advice that you want to give to the masses before we wrap up?
Man, I mean, I'm just looking forward to the future of the space and buy cryptocurrency.
Nice, nice.
About it.
All right, nice, nice. And as always, it was a pleasure having you on the show. And I have this way how I actually wrap up my show. I tell everybody it's map to success and it's X marks the spot, and we're definitely ending up on the moon. I'll see you later on the next one, guys. It was a pleasure having you on the show, Crypto, finally. Thank you very much. Peace.